Disclaimer. Be aware, I do not own any characters in this story. All credit goes to original creator Mary Shelley. Author's note. What would have been the outcome if Frankenstein's creature befriends William instead of killing him? William Frankenstein is the brother of Victor Frankenstein, whom, while Victor is away doing his studies, stay at home with the rest of the family. It is, while studying, Victor creates his famous creature, a confused and self-aware soul who later turned and became an outraged monster. The first victim being William, who screamed at the sight of the creature, which in turn triggered a response from the creature to kill him, thus starting his killing rampage. But what if William befriends the creature instead? The answer might shock you. A friendly encounter. After having following the squirrel through the forest for what felt like 10 minutes, suddenly the sun had disappeared. I got confused. Father had told me that he would be back before sunset, but he was nowhere to be seen, and the dense forest did not help me either. A voice of a man suddenly caught my ears. It sounded like my father, but the wind made it hard to distinct. I followed it, closer and closer. When I arrive, I realize that it's not my father's voice. The man's figure is big, really big, bigger than both Victor and my father. I get scared. The man senses my fear and stops talking, and with gentle movement he encouraged me to get closer. A wolf's owl creeps down my spine, and I realize I'm lost. The only person who knows where I am is the man in the woods. Although my father had told me not to talk to strangers alone, I was starving. I had no other choice than to approach him. The man leads me to a cabin, where he starts a small fire and starts giving me fruit to eat. It is silent, the only sound coming from the sparkling fire, the deep, heavy breaths of the man. I miss my father. I miss Victor and Elizabeth. One tear slowly starts making its way down my chin as I start to wonder if I'm ever going to see them again. The man suddenly moves around the cabin to sit next to me. With empathy in his heart, he gently removes the tear from my chin and gives me a hug. His big, cold body feels weird, and he does not give as good hugs as Victor, but it makes me feel better. I get tired and slowly falls asleep in the man's lap, listening to the sparkling fire. It is only the next morning that I realize that it was not a man that I have encountered. It was a man-looking creature. It had the same body as a man, but looked like the ugliest man I've ever seen. Although the appearance of the creature, or man, scared me, I remembered how he had saved me in the forest yesterday. Even though the creature could not express any form of a sentence that was comprehensible, he still showed emotions and feelings towards me. The creature seemed to like my presence in his cabin, but I know my father would get really scared if I did not come home today. Even though our communication with each other mostly consisted of arm gestures and on a few occasions short words, I got the understanding that he was terribly alone. I started to wonder, maybe he could follow me home. Victor's room is empty since he's off to Ingolstadt for college. After a few more arm gestures, we start to head home to Geneva. I get to sit on his shoulders to make the travel faster. We arrive outside the Geneva's gates when the sun is right above us. It has almost been a full day since I last saw my father. He must be so worried. We get to the house and knocks on the door. It is my father who opens it. He looks to me and a warm sign of relief spreads through his face. But when his eyes moves down to the man whose shoulders my body rests on, his face turned cold. With fear for his son's life, anger starts building up, and with rage flowing through his veins, he grabs a pitchfork and starts attacking the man. I scream to my father to stop attacking my friend, but to no avail. With no other way to go, the man with me on his shoulders starts running back to the forest. He runs so fast that the branches on the trees start hitting me in the face. I beg him to slow down, but he does not listen. We get to the cabin, where he closes the door shut. I look at his face, and through all the ugliness, I see a confused soul, desperate for a companion and love. The sun had just gone down under the horizon when we start to hear a soaring sound coming our way. It is my father, who will gather what looks like half of Geneva, equipped with pitchforks and torches. Their presence starts to make my friend anxious. He crawls down and hides under a table. They stop outside the cabin. They bang on the door and shout, "Open!" I do nothing. I will not leave my friend. But then, through the mumble of voices outside, one sticks out. I put my ear to the door to listen. How could it be? I open the door, and there he is. Victor.